Hi there, I'm Suparna Goswami. I'm Associate Editor with Information Security Media Group. I'm joined by Vikrant Chaudhary, who is Senior VP, Regional Head, India, Middle East and Africa with HCL Software. And today Vikrant will talk about the cybersecurity trends in India and other regions. So Vikrant, thank you so much for joining me today. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you, Suparna, for this opportunity. Great meeting you always.
So, Vikrant, you interact with multiple CISOs as well as CIOs, multiple organizations across industries. So, what are some India-specific cybersecurity trends and pain points that you'd like to talk about today?
So I think India is a very, very unique phenomenon. Like in many ways, our country is unique, but right now in this context, it's actually because India has digital penetration far, far higher than digital literacy. Now that's the core of the problem that most CIOs talk to me about. Okay, or talk to us in terms of solving them. Because when digital penetration is high and literacy is less, that goes into the corporate rooms, that goes into application domain, that goes everywhere. And the DPI, digital public infrastructure, that is unique to India again, has served as an infrastructure rails for innovation. But that infrastructure rails combined with the current AI phenomenon is actually bringing the pressure back onto the professionals of CISOs and CIOs to solve for, which is how do we solve for this massive enablement need by tooling? And can there be a technology framework which can embrace all the legacy world, the vintage world, the modern stack world, to the AI world into a single console? And can somebody be a wellness provider? Quite like wellness management in the health framework. Can there be a wellness provider from a solution standpoint? I think that's what essentially people are looking for. There are nuances underneath, but I think we'll talk about it. But that's sum and substance of India message.
Great. So let's dig deeper. Let's break it sector-wise. Let's take, say, BFSI first. So what are some unique challenges in the BFSI segment that you're seeing? Because we keep hearing about it has critical data, people, there's a lot of customer interaction that they have. So what are some unique cybersecurity threats that you're seeing in the BFSI industry? And how are what are the cybersecurity practitioners missing in addressing these challenges?
BFSI is in some ways actually blessed because it's a regulated sector.
Yes.
And because it's a regulated sector, there is a governance framework in place for people to be serious about security concern. However, innovation and governance are at loggerheads, quite similar to the developers in the software industry, including BFSI, and the CISOs in their organizations are at loggerheads. What I'm listening and actually what they are wanting to solve for in BFSI, and further nuance to banking versus insurance versus a non-bank fintech world that we have, the core of banking and insurance does need not just a compliance and a governance framework, but they do need a layer which can take care of device proliferation and application proliferation and development to come into a common framework. It never is. Okay, it's different capabilities, but when you in BFSI specifically, the contour of devices is not a user device. The contour of devices change because they need to manage ATMs. They need to manage POS on which we swipe our cards and so on. So the devices contour changes in BFSI world, and that needs to be managed both for discovery, capabilities, security, and so on. Application contour, again, a unique India phenomenon. India is not so much in the past. The legacy 20 years of maturity of the BFSI world has been COTS applications, standard business applications like core banking, lending, credit cards, so on and so forth. While in past about 8 to 10 years, there's a whole lot of engineering world. There'll be banks that you'll meet who will say, I'm an engineering company with a banking license, or I'm an insurance company with an insurance license. With that, there is an added aspect of DevSecOps, which they never dealt with in the past. Okay, in the past, they've dealt with control and governance. So today in BFSI, what is nuanced is the whole DevOps, DevSecOps world plus the security world is merging into need for a secure, intelligent operation. And they dealt with operations, or they dealt with security, or they dealt with devices in three separate silos. All of that needs to come together, and it is needing to start at a very, very early stage, because what's also happening with advent of fintech, and India is a fintech capital of the world. What you see in Global Fintech Summit here in Mumbai is 10x more than a nearest fintech festival that you will see on the planet. And with that embracement, the aspect of API stuff it's become so mainstream to banking and insurance and third-party fintech layers that you pay a premium on PhonePe and Paytm of insurance premiums. And the API galore is in lending origination for banks. They never dealt with so much of API ever in their evolution journey. I think that's then the added piece of nuance that API security, DevSecOps security, build to ship security and devices, all contours are needing to come together. I think that's not in so much penetration other than citizen services and government, but I think BFSI is the most mature and most responsible to be able to do this.
And let's take another sector, very interesting sector, the government sector. Now, governments across, including India, are digitizing their services, customer-facing services, right? So, when they're digitizing, at the same time, they have to maintain that trust in their digital identities. So what can be done there?
In fact, we had a session where the piece of trust is with the advent of AI, somebody said that it's actually a situation where floor is going down and ceiling is going up.
And especially with data privacy now.
Yeah, with DPDP and the AI capability, the floor of capability is going down, but the ceiling of responsibility is going up. And in citizen services, that responsibility translates into trust. A citizen service losing trust is actually something that nobody can even pardon. And there is a country-related trust comes into being, sovereign comes into being, etc. So in their citizen services B2C domain, what governments are doing is more of a management and governance at this point in time, and not so much on a build out digital service. India has seen digital service infrastructure at a population scale in DPI, digital public infrastructure, but the applications facing citizens are application layer on top of it, like our bill payment systems and so on. But when it comes to complaint, grievance redressal, government unit by government unit, all citizen problems like sanitation, water, electricity, and so on and so forth. If you actually think of a super app of the future by government agencies, they are working on problems like that. And that has not been the standard way of managing IT infrastructure by MeitY or NIC or any of these agencies. I think government is reinventing participation models, partnership models, and how does security becomes a discipline, a way of ecosystem, and not just a way of their own development. They don't have IT teams like enterprises always evolved with IT teams. Yeah.
Sure. And talking about partnership, you mentioned it. What is the right partnership framework for a security technology OEM like you with Indian customers?
I think we'd like to call ourselves a secure intelligent operation provider, but our posture is of a wellness management organization, like in a health management HMO. If you were to take care, health is a holistic subject.
Correct.
And it is not a organ specific subject. Quite like in security is a fairly holistic subject. Every department needs to be a security custodian, and in that context, we would like to run that security intelligent operation, which is needing to be intelligent by AI, digital by nature, and digital and physical are merging in context of devices or otherwise, and software. We to be a wellness management provider.
Sure. And finally, how is AI helping in managing the challenges that you just mentioned? And what role is HCL playing in helping organizations make a smooth transition towards agentic AI?
All right, I'll answer it in two parts, your agentic part second. But how is AI helping? In two forms, actually. All of our software capability, we're using AI as an embedded capability. So one form of AI help is embedded. Everything that we have shipped so far and will ship in future will have AI embedded for the relevant use cases inside. Okay. The second is augmented with AI. Okay, which means I increase the capability of the same thing by augmenting AI alongside it. So AI is a sidecar, AI is an embedded. These are the two postures which are needing to be done or being done in our software product portfolio. Agentic piece is a recent phenomenon. It's more of a reincarnation of automation going to autonomous. Now that's like a muscle memory change. Okay, if anybody goes to say Bay Area and San Francisco, try doing a self-driving car of Waymo, the first experience of a human being inside a Waymo is very, very hard. Those who have been on the steering wheel. Okay, so autonomous is one side dealing with trust, other side dealing with fear. Okay, and third side dealing with control. I think this transition of automated to autonomous will be slow and calibrated, and there'll be always human in the loop
Of course.
kind of a thinking. So that evolution is going to be fairly gradual in nature, but from technology perspective, AI embedded and AI augmented are two forms that has like become a nature of the beast. Everything that we do will need to pick out the use cases where we can embed it or we can solve it faster. And
And you would have to have human element.
always,
Always,
always.
yeah.
Yeah.
Great speaking with you, Vikrant. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Suparna.
You were listening to Vikrant Chaudhary for ISMG. This is Suparna Goswami. Thank you so much for watching.